Joining us on the broadcast is also Dr. John Sfakianakis. He is the Chief Economist of the Gulf Research Center. He's also the ex-Chief Economic Advisor to the Saudi Ministry of Finance. Dr. John, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. How do you see the present escalation, especially its impact on the Gulf region?
Well, the escalation is not good news for anybody who wants stability and peace in the region. And it's very much a tit-for-tat game. One is blaming the other, but of course, here I think we need to blame Iran. And Iran continues to be the actor of instability. Clearly, nobody will agree to any toll fees. No other can control that. And the narrative cannot be that they will go back to have tolls in an internationally regulated, free of tolls strait. So that is a no-no for Iran. And if they continue to provide instability and launch drones and attack shipping and other facilities, neighboring GCC countries, that is going to create additional force from the US to start strikes and continue to pound Iran, which is in a very bad economic situation, more than 2 million people unemployed, 50 to 60% inflation, depreciating currency, a banking system that doesn't function. I mean, the list continues. I don't exactly know what the Iranians want to do. They want to have an impoverished economy and country. Well, they will get more of the same of what they have received during the war. And this is bad for everybody.
Dr. John, when it comes to that peace deal that was signed 2 weeks ago, there was much hope throughout the world. And at the risk of sounding very optimistic, it was hoped that the historical disputes perhaps between the US and Iran, they can begin the process of resolving those disputes. As US said that we will not impose further sanctions. They were also willing to take down certain sanctions that they had imposed. But what do you think the future of that peace deal, of that MOU is? Is it what the paper it was written on?
Well, it all depends on both parties, but also on Iran as well. If Iran is trying to stretch its luck and stretch the flexibility and resilience of the US, trying to persuade itself that because President Trump is facing midterm elections, he's not going to be as aggressive as he was before the MOU, the Americans are weak, that is not going to cut it. And I'm afraid that the Iranian people are going to receive a 2.0 attack pretty much soon. The MOU depends on both of them agreeing to certain guidelines. These are the guidelines. But from here on, both of them need to participate. And I'm afraid that Iran, again, I would say, is pushing its luck against the wall. It's not going to be forever negotiations on minute details that end up with
Dr.
no
John, for the benefit of our viewers,
on the strait.
Dr. John, for the benefit of our viewers and perhaps people who are not into the technicalities of this MOU, why would you say that Iran is pushing its luck?
Well, because we agreed, the world agreed, that they're going to have the opening of the strait without any tolls. This is one. We agreed that there's going to be no attack on a vessel. And all of this began at the end of last week when we had the first attack on a shipping vessel, a container ship, followed by another attack, which was not specified as coming from the IRGC. So we know very well that this is coming from Iran. It's not coming from the moon. And that is escalating the violence and uncertainty. This is an Iranian problem. Okay. Now, if Iran wants to show that it is muscling itself, that it is powerful, well, that's a different story because it is coming to the negotiations with an understanding that they need to do something to address the problem.
All right. All right. Dr. John, taking closing comments from you, as the entire world hopes that despite this escalation, there is some chance that the two sides will not escalate it further. Do you see this becoming worse, or there is still a chance that the two sides can sit together, considering the domestic political conditions, especially in the US?
Well, not only the domestic US conditions, but also the Iranian conditions. This is not a one-sided game. Both of them are trying to play this tit-for-tat kind of game theory approach, but it's going to be bad for both and the global economy. So I think that we still have a chance. But if the Iranians continue to portray this very difficult approach to the whole resolution of the issue, the world is not going to wait for Iran to wake up and come to the serious table of negotiations.
Right.
And I think that the world economy is going to suffer. For now, I think there is a chance, and there will be cooler heads prevailing, but we need to be very patient.
Dr. John, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast and giving us your perspective. Mr. Richard M. Sanders and Mr. Syed Imamian, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast today.